Hello students, good morning to all. Today we will take a new chapter or topic you can say of grammar, that is verbs. Dear students, verbs are not a new topic for you. It has been taught to you since your childhood. But as we go to higher classes, the things will be taught in an elaborated form. So today we will know something more about verbs. So before going further, we will know about verb. Verbs have traditionally been defined as words that show action or state of being. Verbs can sometimes be recognized by their position in a sentence. A verb is a doing word. A verb can express a physical action, a mental action, or a state of being. A physical action can be, for an example, to swim, to ride, to climb, because swimming, riding and climbing are actions done physically. A mental action can be to think, to guess, to consider, etc. Thinking, guessing and considering are the actions done mentally. The third one is a state of being. It can be, for example, to be, to exist, to appear, etc. Verbs are the action words in a sentence that describe what the subject is doing. Along with nouns, verbs are the main part of a sentence or phrase. Telling a story about what is taking place. Without a verb, full thoughts can't be properly conveyed. A verb can be a sentence by itself, sometimes with a subject or alone. For example, we say they sing, but at the same time we say sometimes only sing when we want someone or somebody to sing. Similarly, you drive and then drive. Instead of telling somebody you drive, we generally say only drive. So, alone, a verb alone can also give meaning. Let us know something more about a verb. Physical verbs are action verbs. They describe specific physical actions. As we have just now talked about physical, mental and state of being form of verbs. The physical verbs are these kind of verbs which are done by physical actions, which are the actions done physically. For example, I hear the train coming. So the coming of train is heard by me. So will be done a physical action here by me. Call me when you are finished with class. So calling is also an action word here which is done physically. Mental verbs. These are related to concepts such as discovering, understanding, thinking or planning. These all have nothing to do physically. These have to be done mentally. For example, I know the answer. Since I know the action, nobody else knows that I know the answer. So it is done mentally. Do you believe anything people tell you? So it is been asked what I feel about people telling me, whether I believe everything or not. State of being verbs. These are linking verbs. They describe conditions or situations that exist. These are inactive since no action is being performed. Here, in these kind of verbs, actions are not being done. So, these are linking verbs like the forms of be. Is, am, are, was, were, will be, shall be, like that. I am a student. Here, it is state of being somebody's. Like I am. So the form of be here. I am a student and we are stage performers in both the sentences. Action words are not there. So am and are the forms of be, which are helping verbs or linking verbs. The verb forms to be are like sometimes when be is given in brackets, students get confused and they used to write become, became, becoming, like that, but it is wrong. The forms of be are is, am, are, was, were, will be, shall be. In general, there are 7 kinds of verbs: regular verb, irregular verb, linking verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb, finite verb, and infinite verb. So what are regular verb? A regular verb, that's past form of a verb is V2 form, second form of verb, and past participle is the third form of verb. The V3 is made by adding D or ed is called regular verb. Like you might have done these forms of verbs, like walk gets walked in past tense, and in V3 it is walked. Similarly, ban, there are some consonant letters like N. So here ban will be double N in V2 form and double N again with ed in both the cases V2 and V3, BA double N ed as V2 and V3, whereas the verb is BAN with a single N here. Irregular verb. If the formation of the verb is otherwise than the regular verb, it is called irregular verb. Like shut, shut, shut. There are some verbs which other forms are also the same, like put, put, put. Similarly, shut, shut, shut. But here some more forms are also there. Break, broke, broken. All the 3 are different. So sometimes the formation of verbs are complicated also. So it is, dear students, it is very much necessary to know the forms of verb. Otherwise, whatever the sentences we will frame in our writings, it will lose its value if the grammatical meaning hampers. So what we have learnt, walk, walked, walked, band, band, band. Sometimes V2 and V3 are same. Sometimes all the 3 are same, and sometimes all the 3 are different. Our third form is linking verb. A verb that acts as link between 2 words is called linking verb. It connects or links a subject to a noun or an adjective in the predicate, like appear, become, feel. He remained silent. Here the forms of verb have linked with other verbs. Here he remained silent. Silent is an adjective, so the word remained has connected with the meaning of the adjective. Fourth form is transitive verb. A verb that needs object to complete itself is called transitive verb, as it passes its action from subject to object. We have already done transitive, intransitive in our previous class. So there we have learnt that transitive verbs are those verbs where an object is required to complete the sense of the sentence. And in these kind of verbs, when these kind of verbs are used in a sentence, then no preposition is used after the verb. Like the boy kicks the football. Here no preposition is there. Suppose if we write only the boy kicks, then we will find the sentence incomplete, because the question will arise in our mind that the boy kicks what? Similarly, he loves. If we leave the sentence with the verb only, it will again confuse us that he loves whom. So in both the cases, the football and his mother is necessary. So the football and his mother are object here, and these two objects are very much required to complete the sense of these two sentences. Then we have intransitive verb, a verb that doesn't need any object to complete itself is called intransitive verb, as it does not pass its action from subject to the object. The girls dance. Generally, the girls love to dance. So here we do not require the girls dance on the stage, at home. We don't require these things. So if we simply say the girls dance, then also the sentence will give complete sense. So in intransitive verb, the object is not required. Without an object also, with the subject and verb itself, the sentence will have its sense. Similarly, he died in an accident. Dear students, if we simply say he died, then also the sentence will give sense. It is written in an accident, which is also having a preposition with it, which will be always not required. Without the words in an accident, he died will also give complete sense. Our sixth number is finite verb. Finite verbs mean those verbs which can change their form in accordance with the subject. Students, we have many kinds of verb, and sometimes we feel that we have learnt this way in one class and another class we are learning something different. So there are a lot of things in English grammar which you have to know by its base, then only you will learn the things in a proper way. So in finite verb, the verbs change their forms in the as per the subject. Like I eat rice. I is a singular subject, but I follows all the rules of plural subjects. So with I we haven't written eats here, that I eats rice. It is wrong. You might have noticed that with I we never write I has a pen. We always say I have a pen, although have is used with plural subjects. Then he eats rice. Since he is a singular subject and it is the third person, so in third person singular number, so we have S with the verb here, he eats rice. Again they is the third person plural form, so they eat rice. With the plural forms we will not use S, and with the singular forms we will use S with verb. Exceptions are there. With I and you we do not follow this, because you in English language, you is used for singular and plural both. You might have noticed that you is used for juniors and seniors both. Our last kind is infinite verb. An infinite is a verb which has to before it. It shows infinite action when is used at the beginning of a sentence. To be weak is miserable. It is bad to be weak. So we should be strong. To see is to believe. Sometimes we write this way also, that he went to school to study. So to will be added with the base verb in a sentence, and it will be called as infinite verb. So dear students, this was the notes I had prepared for you, so that you must understand this. And in your book, the chapter 5, it is on page number 19. Here you will go through, you will learn many other things, like some different things are also there, prefix suffixes are also there, some troublesome verbs are there. Troublesome verbs means lie, to be horizontal or resting position, and lie, to speak untruth. There are some words in English which have same spelling, but they might have more than one meaning. So these all vocabulary words we will learn, and we have learned also some of the words. So you can try this exercise, that is exercise B. Fill in the blanks with the correct verbs from the bracket. One has been done. Mother laid the towels on the table. For this, your pronunciation of the word should be correct. So mother laid. Otherwise, if you choose the second one, L-I-E-D, it will be lied. That is speaking lie, speaking untruth. So the meaning will be wrong. Please do not sit on the broken stool. You cannot use set. So I think there are 8 questions. You can write these questions in your grammar copy, and you can solve these sentences. In our another class, next class, we will learn about prefix and suffix of the same chapter, because in a single class, in one class only, if I teach you everything, you'll be mixing them up. See here on page number 22, if you go through, before I teach you this chapter, kindly go through the chapter yourself also. You will be understanding it very well, because most often it has been seen by the students that they are always been confused about the use of the word be. Be is not become or became. The forms of be are, is, am, are, was, were. These are be, have and do. These 3 are auxiliary verbs. I'll teach you in another class that you have already done also, I think, modals or models also some people say, that their primary auxiliary and secondary auxiliary. Primary auxiliaries are be, have, do, as it is written in your book, and secondary auxiliaries are modals. You will learn that is modals are can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, dare, need. Many words are there. So we will learn them one by one, so that you may understand them in a proper way. So dear students, I hope that whatever I have taught you, you might have understood. I have a very simple work for you, because one by one I will teach you prefix, suffix, transitive, intransitive, regular, irregular verbs. Then we have verbs of incomplete predications. There are many forms. The verb itself is a very big chapter. There are a lot of things. Then after that we will do finite and non-finite verbs. Finite and non-finite verbs are a bit difficult, but it is very, very important for you. So I'll finish here only today. Before that, I would like to give you homework, a very simple homework. This you will get in your PDF. I hope you will be able to do it. Use the correct form of the verbs given in the brackets to fill in the blanks in the sentences below. I dash a student of Kedley School. Here again in the bracket B is there. So don't write I became a student of Kedley School. I am a student of Kelly School. As I told, the forms of be are is, am, are, was, were, will, be, shall be. Sometimes, most often we use is, am, are, was, were. So dear students, the exercise is very, very easy. I hope, and I have full confidence on you that without asking anybody, you will do this work in your grammar copy. And if you feel, then you can write the notes which I'll send you through PDF for your better knowledge. Although in your book itself some of the points are given, but still I'll send you, and you keep it as a record for you, so that it will be helpful to you in your further classes. So dear students, I'm going to end my class here. Take care. Have a nice day. Thank you.